This documentary is based on the book written by Mr. Anil Chawla, an ardent devotee of Thakur Keshavchandra ji. Mr. Chawla compiled the statement and memoirs of Thakurji's family and his close associates along with his own in this book. The purpose of this documentary is to faithfully depict the life, character, and teachings of Thakur Keshavchandra ji and convey his message of welfare to the public at large. We will be born in Muhurtha Mahura village. We will be nurtured and play in the clan of the untouchables. Our name will be Keshav. You will see with your eyes. In the north, there shall be Saraswati, Ganga, and Yamuna. Jharia is its name. Keep it in your mind. In the east, the throne of Mahatma Vidur will be visible. In the west, there is a linga called Sukaleshwar. Bhadreshwar is the very holy dham in the south. The ignorant will mock and doubt our being Thakur. They will be wooed by the Lord of Death. This is the truth. Name of my mother will be Sukanti and father Yadunath, being Nand and Yashomati as ordained. The prophecy of great Saint Achyutanandji was established on 1st October 1955 as an eternal truth of this universe. In the holy land of Lord Jagannath, the incarnation of the Lord took place. As Saint Achyutanand Das ji had prophesied, Mr. Chawla has, with Lord's blessing, had the privilege of witnessing the manuscripts called palm leaf pothis of Saint Achyutanandji. But then question arose on seeing his prophecy come true. The incarnation of the Lord was in the form of a unique shape, not known to mankind at that time. The baby born to Sukanti Devi had no fixed size of the limbs. The half-awake mother was aghast that the child who was in her womb for 13 months and 27 days instead of 9 months had no semblance of a baby. Father Yadunath was also flabbergasted. At the time of the child's conception, Lord Jagannath was installed in the womb of his wife in the form of a ray of light. And now that child has taken birth in a deformed form. Everyone was asking questions, and most didn't know what to do, what not to do. The midwife was ordered through a divine commandment that the baby should be covered with a cloth in a raw basket. This oracular edict was followed in letter and spirit. It felt like a night of a dark ages, and it ended like a dark dream. In the morning, the sun arose on the horizon with a special brightness. The cloth placed on the basket was removed. A smiling, innocent face had taken form on this earth, holding forth the pinnacle of Dharma. The 4 auspicious signs of the Almighty Prabhu were etched on the delicate body of the child. Shell, the conch; Chakra, the disc; Padma, the lotus; and Gada, the mace. The good news spread across the land with the grace of the Lord. In the little hamlet on the outskirts of the Mahanga village, situated in the land of Lord Jagannath, Thakurji started quietly showing the subtle signs of divine grace that made him distinct from everyone else. The hushed tales of miracles that started with the birth of Thakur Keshavchandra ji had continued to amaze the people who heard them ever since. Whether it is the incident of giving darshan to the devotees at different places at the same time, or bringing a dead cow back to life, or the case of the flow of honey from his hand, or mentally communicating with Goddess Lakshmi, who was hundreds of miles away without any external communication instrument. The miracles continued wherever Thakurji was present. They were witnessed by scores of people at different times and became a matter of debate, folklore, and awe for his close associates. On one occasion, he had absorbed all the drops of the rain into his body. The incident dates back to the time when Nand Bhai and other devotees organized a Sankirtana, or a religious congregation in the village. Everything was going according to schedule. Suddenly, the sky was covered with dark clouds and a heavy downpour accompanied with strong winds. Nand Bhai took shelter and soon reached Thakur Keshavchandra ji with an appeal. Lord, stop the rain, otherwise the virtuous work will not be possible. Devotees never returned disappointed from the court of the Lord. Nand Bhai was also granted his request. The sky, which was covered with black clouds, became clear and pleasant. Thunderstorm turned into a pleasant, cool breeze. In the morning of the day when the Sankirtana took place, people saw that Thakur Keshavchandra ji was himself burning with fever due to the wrath of nature being absorbed into his body.
First time I met Thakurji was in the year 2006. Till that time I had visited many ashrams and gurus in India as well as abroad. When I went to the ashram, I found the surroundings to be very simple. Anybody could go and meet Guruji without any rules and regulations or dress code. After meeting Guruji, I felt him to be much different as compared to the other gurus. That is when the thought crossed my mind that I should come here and live in his presence so that I can feel and know him better. With these thoughts, I returned back to Bhubaneswar the same evening, because next day I had my flight back from Bhubaneswar to Panchkula, where I live. And I was pleasantly surprised when just a few hours before the flight, I got a call from Dheera Bhai, the secretary of the Sangha, who said, "Chawla ji, please come next time, but come alone." I was both surprised and happy. Surprised because my thoughts were read, and happy because my wish got fulfilled. After that, I kept on going to the ashram, and I was quite impressed by the knowledge contained in the periodical charam, which was the knowledge as given by Guruji. Till that time, the charam periodical was in Odia language, and the first Hindi charam came out in the year 2008. But the surprising thing was, with God's grace, or Prabhuji's grace we can say, or the grace of the nature, which fulfills all the desires of any person or a devotee you can call, I started receiving the Hindi version of Charam here in Panchkula in the year 2007, before it was published. So, which I started, of course, reading. The language was pretty tough, but the knowledge contained was very profound. And slowly, as I kept on visiting ashram and seeking clarifications from the Guru Bhais about the various difficult words and associating the knowledge with my life's experiences, I started understanding the knowledge. And that is when the thought arose that it is so profound that I need to share it with the world. So the thought of writing books came to me then.
There are similar tales of other devotees of Thakur Keshavchandra ji. All his devotees had been witness to the miracles of Thakur Keshavchandra ji in some form or the other. But for Thakur ji himself, these were not miracles he performed consciously, but instances which transpired when he was striving towards his supreme dharma, which was the welfare of all humanity. It had started from the time he decided to incarnate in the untouchable or the Shudra caste as the untouchable community was pushed to the lowest rung in the social system. This way, the community could be given an identity of human dignity and respect in the mainstream structure of society. On several occasions, he challenged the orthodox system of society to respect the untouchable Shudra caste and condemned the discrimination between human beings as it was against the divine order. He strived for the elimination of caste discrimination and untouchability. Thakur Keshavchandra ji was very humble but always respected the goddess of power. One of his devotees, Rajni Bhai, had no faith in goddess's power. When Rajni Bhai's wife was bearing their child, they came to Thakur Keshavchandra ji to take blessings so that they can be blessed with a son. Thakur Keshavchandra ji, who stood up against sex determination and gender preferences, reassured them and sent them off, but himself did not disturb the law of nature. In due course of time, a lovely girl child was born. The hopeless, desperate father, Rajni Bhai, decided to end his own life, accusing Thakur Keshavchandra ji of false blessing. He reached the spot to end his life. Before he could end his life, he saw Thakur Keshavchandra ji was himself present there before the fatal step could be taken. Rajni Bhai realized the supernatural power of Thakur Keshavchandra ji and the cosmic power of woman. And after that, he never questioned the goddess of power and honored womanhood. Thakur Keshavchandra ji described education and cleanliness as godliness and an essential part of the social development, and knew the value of every particle of nature. Wherever he used to see a grain of food fallen on the ground during his travel, he used to pick it up and put it in a pot. His sister Kamla was surprised at his action. Once she asked her brother, "Why do you keep picking every single grain of rice from the ground like this?"
His answer was, "We are all alive because of these non-living edible blessings and largesse of nature.
Wasting them like this can put the entire human race in danger." Thakur Keshavchandra ji was a strong advocate of the natural order. He did not even pluck the fruit from the tree. He used to wait for the enjoyment of the fruit until the tree itself handed over the fruit to him. Thakur Keshavchandra ji underlined the importance of karma in worldly life and used to emphasize on truth, virtue and satsang for the welfare of the transcendental life. For him, door of salvation could be opened with the good deeds and good words of any human being. The whole essence of his teaching is summed up in the charam, which literally means ultimate. The ultimate is that state of human mind where the devotee and the Lord become one. The soul merges with the Supreme Spirit. The distinction between you and I is rendered invisible. The same in-depth and holistic knowledge of Thakur Keshavchandra ji has been compiled by his devotees in the immortal masterpiece called Charam.
Charam is a periodical about which Achyutananda ji, a seer of Odisha, wrote in his future predictions 500 years back from today. And Thakur ji released the first Uriya Charam in 1993, exactly on the same date and time as written in the future scriptures of Achyutananda ji. On the rooftop of Keshav Bhavan in Jagatpur, in presence of about 100 Guru Bhais, who were witness to falling off a shower of golden granules from the sky when Charam was released, which was a very, very beautiful sight which all these 100 Guru Bhais experienced. Another beautiful thing about the yagnas which were being performed there on the behest of Thakur ji, which practically more than 60 yagnas were performed during his lifetime, were that instead of oblations, along with oblations, mantra ahutis were given in the Havan Kund. And the beauty was daily about 300 to 500 mantra ahutis were given. And Thakurji used to write those mantras the previous night with his own hands, and next day morning he used to give it to the pujaks to give in the as oblations, which mantras were not there earlier on earth. So later a Samarnika used to come on the pages of Charam, via which we got the knowledge why the yagna was performed, in which yuga, which kind of boon was given to which rishi, and what kind of world welfare got transacted with those yagnas. That all came to our knowledge via Charam. Another beauty of the functions which were getting organized there was the Kaivalya Mandap. We all say that the creator is one, and all dharma gurus are also preaching practically the same or similar knowledge, which is the truth. Via Charam we came to know that all the dharma gurus which have descended on earth from on various occasions or times have come from the same creator. They came via different routes and brought the knowledge along with them as suitable for those times, which they distributed and left. After which their disciples propagated those knowledge, and that is how the sects were formed. And there the Kaivalya Mandap or the Jyoti Mandal or the abode of enlightened beings was where the photographs of all these dharma gurus were kept together and they were worshipped. That is what we have seen with our own eyes. As the sun is one, its rays are many. Similarly, Charam, consciousness, power is one. We all are parts of the same power. And in life, we all are on the same journey of tending, we are at the various levels of consciousness and tending to the same abode of light. That is what is our life's journey.
It is pertinent for all to know that Thakurji, in his superconscious state of mind and know all wisdom, was well aware of the content of his purpose of manifestation in human form. Further, he was also aware of the length of his journey through the mortal world. This got evidence through an important incident which happened in the house of Harihar Nand Bhai in the year 1989. During the satsang, when the matter of renunciation of the mortal body arose, Thakur Keshavchandra Ji Maharaj gave the year 2016. Devotees thought that he was predicting the end of the Kali Yuga, or the age of darkness and misery. But when he attained eternal Samadhi on 1st January 2016, everybody realized that he had fixed the date of his departure 27 years ago. Thakur Shri Keshavchandra Ji has sublimated with the Almighty, but his socio-religious message continues to illuminate our consciousness as a guide. It is our duty to incorporate this divine spiritual knowledge and directions in our daily lives. We must take inspiration from his life, his teachings, his cosmic transcendental education, and spread his message of welfare to the masses. This will be our true tribute to him. This will be our true service to mankind.